Welcome to the second part of the masking video. In this part, we're going to use the masking function to put some of our text behind part of our video and in front of other parts. So as an example, you can see what I did here with my name. I put my name behind the orange cone, but it's in front of the white cone, so it's kind of in between like layers there, and you can definitely do some cool effects with that. So what I'm going to do is I have this footage here, and once again I'm going to need to copy it. So I'm going to right click and copy it. And the difference with this one is, when you think about it, is you're going to have to sandwich this. So that way, and I think in this footage I have two versions. I have one where the camera's kind of shaky and one where it's not. Or maybe not. Maybe this is just all, yeah, I think it's all just steady. That's cool. So I'm going to insert the text in the middle between the two. And I'm just going to I'll just write my name. You can write your name, whatever you want. And a little trick with the text to make it a little wider. If you go to the properties, you could change the tracking of that text. And what that will do, I could show you here. If you change no, is it the tracking? Yeah, I think it's the tracking. Yeah, see, it'll spread it out. That way you can get the text to spread out a little bit. So you can change that, and you can increase your scale a little bit, not too much. The leading is if there's like multiple lines of text, you can change the space between each lines. So whatever, you can make your text better than that. So let's think about this for just a second. So what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to have just part of this orange cone be masked, so that way everything else will be transparent, and I'll be able to see through this part of the video, and when I see through it, I'll see my name, Richter. And then underneath the name, you'll see the second part. But this, except for this one cone, this is going to have a mask on it. And by putting the mask on that, that will stay on top of the words. So the words will go behind it. So let's go ahead and apply that mask, and we'll see if we can get this to work. Event pan crop. I'm going to come forward a little bit. Just a hair. There it is. I'm going to turn on my mask. Do my anchor creation tool, and I'm going to try to be pretty good with getting it right on there. Maybe do a couple points. Kind of simulate the curvature. Okay, not too bad. So everything else is going to be transparent except for the orange cone. And in this one I'm going to feather. I'm going to try to feather just out. Or maybe I should just feather in. I'm going to try to just feather just in. See if that looks a little bit better. Just a little bit. No, you could play around with that. See how that looks. So I'm going to close that off. And now what should happen is, see, there you go. I can see now that feathering doesn't look very good. So I'm going to go in there and adjust that feathering later. Play around and get it better. But what's happened is my name is behind the orange cone and in front of the white, and that's exactly what I wanted to do. So I can increase my name. Now one thing, when you increase it and you see those little notches, that basically means it's just taking that clip and duplicate and just kind of starting it over again, over and over again. So if I want that name to move, I don't want those little notches. I want to just make this clip longer. So if you click on here and you can change the length, let me just make it, say, 25 seconds long. And that way, it won't just be copying and duplicating it over and over again. Now I can go in and I can go to my placement. I can put a little bit higher there maybe. And I'm going to start it over here. And then I'm going to have my name just slowly go across the screen. That's cool. There you go. And you see I need to fix that part of it. So this is a simple way of using the mask to do some type of leathering. Now, to make it even better, I should add a little shadow. So I'm going to go into the effects. I'm going to draw an outline. That always looks better when you draw an outline. And usually with white words, black. And then I'm going to draw a shadow. And I can change the offset of it a little bit. So now it can kind of look like there's a shadow that's going back, giving it a little more depth, because I'm trying to do like a 3D effect look to it. and I'll play around my feathering and see how it goes. So when that one's done, you can do both these together and then render them as one and upload them, or if you want to do them separate, that's fine. But that's basically all there is to it, to doing this, using the masking to do this type of effect where you have video or text or something in between two things on the screen. Of course, to really make this effect better, when you film the original one, I should have filmed it to try to show a little more depth between these two objects, because right now they almost look like they're in the same plane. So I could have had that orange thing much closer to the camera, or put a little angle in the camera perhaps. But I think hopefully you get the idea.